Alright, back to another episode of Moving Sucks. It's Tuesday, July 12th, I believe. Yeah. Worked all weekend, so didn't do much here. Actually, I did come Saturday night and do some things. Yesterday, I just made trips back and forth, moving shit still. Had some workers that were supposed to come out Saturday and Sunday. They couldn't. They did come out Saturday, I believe, and did some temporary fix on the drain. And they're coming after 7 this evening to put the linoleum in upstairs and finish the drain. And I'm going to see if they can help me out with a couple other things here that need work. We'll take a quick look at that. So the flooring material is here. It's going to be kind of fun to figure out. I guess it won't be. I don't know. It's pretty long. So you got the staircase, or lift it through the window upstairs. I don't know. I was sitting thinking, and I was like, duh, when I thought about getting this washing machine in here that wouldn't fit because of this corner piece. And it occurred to me, just lean it back, get it in place, and lean it back up. Which would work fine and all, except this is about, I'd say about 2 millimeters too wide to fit in here. So that is just super fucking annoying. I got 2 ideas, and I think the least ghetto is I'm just going to take this side out here. Probably have to get rid of the drawer and the door here. And this is going to replace that wall, which will give me enough room to get that in there. This has adjustable feet, so it could support the countertop. And the other idea was to build a shelf here and set this on top of it, which, yeah, that's not very, no. Did get my router in, so should have internet Friday, which that'll be a relief. Meanwhile, I tried driving here, what was it, Saturday night and Sunday morning to and from work. And it's not bad. It's like another 10-15 minutes on my drive. So it's closer to like 45-50 minutes to get to work. And then I saw, as of yesterday, they closed the road that I would take until next month. So I pretty much have to drive back to my old place through that town. That's where the bypass goes, the detour, and to work. It's fucking great. Did stock up on beer. Another case in the garage of normal pills. Finally, hopefully get this done. Hopefully they don't cancel at the last minute. And that's going to be for this room, just to get this flooring we bought installed to protect the wooden floors, because the cats will spend a lot of time in here. And yeah, I mean, they said they could probably do it in like 2 hours. Once that's done, then it's going to be the fun. It's not that much work. It's just so fucking tight and cramped to get everything in and out. These 3 pieces are these big wardrobes we want to put in the master bedroom and trade it out with this one, which is also pretty damn big, but it's in 3 sections. And it's just a matter of like tilting and leaning and turning and disassembling and reassembling to get that one over here. I guess that's where this white one was, and that's where we discovered they didn't wallpaper over the old stuff. The only phone outlet, I gotta look, there's so much shit in here I can't tell, but I don't think there's one in here. I did find one back here in the master bedroom, and it's probably the worst place you could think of to put the router, because this is like the far, like northeast corner of the house facing the road. The walls here are very thick. I mean, so it's the furthest. It's like, yeah, you want to usually put it somewhere central, like even in here would be better, or downstairs. We had surprise number whatever, lost count, on, what was it, Saturday night. I took this out, but the strap broke. It was to raise this roulade and the rolling shade. So I have that propped up now without opening this up. I can't fucking hell open it up anymore. And normally you just unscrew, there's a panel here, you can hear it's hollow. You unscrew that and the whole rolling mechanism is in there. It's not that hard to fix and replace it's on this kind of like canvas, whatever it is, band. It's with a spring mechanism that goes in the wall. It should still be okay, but the band itself broke. It's old. And usually it's either this kind of snaps apart, this panel, or there's a few screws here. But it's all covered in friggin' wallpaper. So you can kind of like surgically cut it if you know where the seam is, but then you still got to find where the screws are. So I'm probably going to have to rip out all that wallpaper. It's kind of a strange one. And actually I just noticed it doesn't really match this one. I did find some other rolls laying around, so I guess that can be covered back up. Meanwhile, I just have this propped up with the pole here. And it's just at the right height where if you're kind of walking under it, you still hit your fucking head on it. It's annoying as hell. And that's kind of nice, and we're having another heat wave. It's already hot today. It's going to get hotter in the next few days. So these are great to be able to close during the day to keep the sun out. It keeps the house a lot cooler. But I mean, at least this one's on a different system for the window, and those all work. There's also one in the garage I got to fix. It will be easier because I can access it. More solar lights. I've been loving these things. I did get some work done out here. That was Saturday night. It was after work, and it doesn't look like much, but I cleared out all the crap that was over in the corner and started to, get this a little bit more organized. Table here. Well, I just got a computer moved over here. I was just trying to unload and get out of here quickly yesterday, so stuff's still laying around. All this is gonna go. I'm not sure what he did here. I wish I would have been here when he did it so I could see how he does it. But that's just some temporary Bauschaum, it's like construction foam that he put in place. And I don't know, I saw my girlfriend had some laundry drying. So I guess the machine you can use it now, but I don't want to find out and fuck something up. These workers, they're doing another job at the moment, so they're kind of just doing this extra for me. So I can't complain when if something comes up, because I mean it was a pain in the ass. We were trying to get material for the floor, because if you put that linoleum just straight down on the wooden floor, it can cause issues, mold, things like that. And they're telling us to get this material, and when we went to try to get it, because they're Polish, they didn't know the name in German. They showed a picture of something similar. The people at the store were like, oh, we don't have anything like that. That's not possible. You have to buy a different kind of linoleum that has a connect. And it's like, what the and they just said, fine, there's some at the job we're working now, we'll just take it and use it for here. So that works for me. Saves me a trip to the hardware store. It saves a little bit of cash. Try to kind of declutter, organize some shit here today. I don't know where to start. I did use this fire pit the other day. These things are full of weeds. Got rid of those. Makes a lot of ash, but this thing works pretty damn good. I mean, this is just a permanent or temporary setup. But pellet wood lit up and burnt really good, and just kept dumping get rid of those leaves. Garden is doing good. Looks like I need to water it this evening, probably. This bean was yesterday already to the top of the trellis. So the bean plants are going good. There's this one cucumber that's like, I did start that a little earlier. That's why it's so big compared to the others. But the others are doing good. Zucchini's doing good. It's almost about ready to start tying to the poles. And we have some tomatoes, seems to be okay. That's dill, I think. No, that was marjoram and dill. But these are patty pans. There's a third one. It's like a fuckload of zucchini. I'm gonna have to build some separate places to grow those. I don't have any more room down there. Cilantro's growing. Fucking hot. I'm gonna find where the coolest place to start is and get started on some work. Alright, so it's a day later, July 13th, Wednesday. I stayed at the house a few hours, quite a few hours, and I don't know, a few hours before the workers were supposed to show up, I got a message that they're working at a job in another town that's like a good 45 minutes away, and they ended up having to work late, and they're staying there at the moment, so they couldn't make it. So now I'm kind of on call, waiting to see when they can get out early one of these days this week, hopefully, to come out and do the work that we need to have done to get really moved in there. So yeah, that is the kind of shit that comes up every friggin' day, it seems like, and makes things more difficult to get done. I slept like friggin' crazy this morning. I just slept and slept, and I could have slept more, and my girlfriend finally woke me up. I guess I needed it, and yeah, this kind of like throws a curveball at everything kind of planned and scheduled, so everything's getting delayed. It sucks. And I'm still kind of, I don't know, I'm going to get a message saying, hey, they can come now. So, yeah, it's hard to do shit like that. So I decided I'm at the old place, in what used to be the recording studio. I still got the sound conditioning foam I'm going to take down and take with me. I'm probably going to work mostly here. I kind of decided I just need an easy day to kind of sort of relax before I go ape shit. I was at my mom's place. She's planning to move back to the U.S., so she's kind of packing things up. She found some stuff that belonged to my father, who passed away about 7 years ago. So we were going through that. Found a few cool things I decided to keep. One was this penguin lighter. It's a Pepsi Cola one. I think it's from the 60s. It just needs fuel. It still sparks, still has a wick. Needs fuel. Probably restore that. There's actually a box of old lighters, vintage and probably antique, at the new place we moved into. The guy was a cigar smoker. He had a bunch of cigar boxes and a box of old lighters. I came across this pocket knife too, this lock blade. I don't know anything about it because I know my parents did take a trip to Toledo, Damascus. I can't remember how to pronounce it. The factory. She had some jewelry from there, and I'm guessing that's where my dad got this. I just asked, because I make knives, I'm not so much a big collector buff and know much about the brands. That's super hard to read. It says Toledo stainless steel and has an emblem. It's got some cool engravings on the brass pommel and guard. And I mean, nice blade profile actually. I like that jimping. And it's made pretty well. It seems really solid. So, that handle, the wood handle, I could be wrong, but it looks like Coca-Cola to me. It's made pretty well, though, I have to say. So I asked on a knife collecting group if anyone knows anything about it. We'll see. Either way, it's a nice pocket knife. It's actually, they have so many stupid laws they made in Germany about knives that are legal to carry or legal to have. This is a legal carry. Blade is under the limit, and it's not one-handed. If it's one-handed opening and lock blade, it's illegal to have here. It's friggin' stupid. Aside from that, there's a big box of coins. I mean, a lot of like old coins from some silver quarters, wheat pennies, all sorts of stuff, like some collector stuff. So I was kind of doing research on that, and yeah, the wheat pennies are not worth much at all, unless there's some particular ones where it's almost like a misprint, but that's all stuff I'll end up having to go through. One thing I did find that I was looking for, because I know my dad collected this stuff, and I wanted to take it. No one else in my family. I'm big into collecting historical things from, especially like World War I, World War II. He collected a lot of things from World War II, which I had to do some research if I'm even allowed to show that here. I know if I like posted pictures on Facebook, I'd probably have a problem. Because it's German World War II stuff with you can have the eagle or the swastika or things you can't post on social media. And in Germany, especially, it's especially taboo. It's weird. He bought a lot of this stuff at flea markets, and you can have them and sell them there, but you have to put like a piece of tape over any of the symbols if you have it in public. You can possess it. It can be sold in Germany. It can't be sold out of, I couldn't export it. But I have quite a few of this stuff I've found and collected, and it's a taboo, touchy subject, so I'm going to do a separate video showing that stuff. I'll put a link below, and I'll try to remember to do an info card. One thing I guess I can show, there's nothing on it that, there's no swastika on it or SS or anything. And I had to do some research on these. This is a Wehrmacht Eismeer badge. It's for a hat. There's an elk on it. Eismeer is the Arctic Sea, and that was like the front towards the end of the war. Around Karelian, like Finland, northern Norway, around the Russian front. And this is stamped 1944, 1943. And from what I looked up, it's kind of a rare find. Not so common. It feels like maybe it's zinc. Yeah. Other than that, it's in pretty good condition. It's missing the pin on the back, but yeah. So I've got quite a few things here. Like I said, I'm going to do that in a separate video. I was doing some research on them, trying to identify exactly what they are. I did find some stuff like this at the old house too, so I'm not there. I don't know if I'm going back there today. Show those as well, maybe in a follow-up video of that. But I'm going to do them in a separate video. Try to avoid this like political bullshit and people, oh, you can't put that here or it offends me or whatever. So you're not going to have to see it here. If you don't want to see it, don't click on the link. For me, it's history. It's interesting. It has nothing to do with politics. A friend of mine does a lot of metal detecting. Last thing he showed me he found was a grenade from World War II, a German grenade. He stopped digging when he realized what it was, and that's the second one he found. But he finds a lot of coins, Reichsmarks with the Hakenkreuz, the swastika on it, stuff like that, medals, all sorts of things. So yeah, today I'm gonna kind of take it easy, but it sucks because I don't know if I'm gonna get a phone call that I have to drive to the other house. I'd like to have some beers, but if I have to drive, no. But I'll have a glass of wine. Still be okay. And I'm going to just kind of organize stuff to pack things and get them kind of just ready to make trips. Tomorrow's my last day off before working over the weekend. I feel like I was guilty sitting around not doing as much, but I'm going to just work here. It's like all this tedious crap that I have to get together and pack, and it's like it's kind of, it sucks. So that's it for this one. I'll have a new episode up very soon, hopefully, next week, because the weekends are busy with work. Thanks for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe, and look for that comment or the link below if you want to see the World War II stuff I found or got.